Hi there. Welcome to episode 98 of Fort Williams. For those of you who have been watching me all along for the last 90-something episodes and did not come from workshop to see the videos, I wanted to show you how to get to the workshop in order to get Fort Williams for yourself. So I'm going to show you this piece over here that says Steam Workshop. You just go over and left click on it, and it takes you to the workshop where you can get all the mods and things that I have on my game. You won't have to, because you just go to the game and it'll walk you through. But once you get to this spot, you won't see this piece, but you will see maps, mods, save games, district styles down in this area. And down here you click on Save Game. Click on that, and that will take you to the saved games. Now if you scroll down far enough, you might even see me down here, Fort Williams. But if you don't see Fort Williams on the first page, all you have to do is, because it changes each day, is go over here to the search bar and type in FORT space WILLIAMS, Fort Williams, and hit the enter key on your keyboard, and that'll pop up just Fort Williams for you. Then you click on Fort Williams, and the Fort Williams game save will come up for you so that you can go ahead and click on it, subscribe to it, in order to have it to play yourself. When you do that, though, remember to come down here to where it says to successfully use this city, you must do these 3 things. And the first one is click on this piece right here and go to the Fort Williams Assets Mods Collection. If you click on that, it'll take you to, after you subscribe to the game, you click on that, it will take you to the Assets and Mods Collection, which is this, and you don't have to go to each one of these. Trying to get it to come down just a little bit. See, now there's the list starts here and goes forever, but you don't have to subscribe to each of these assets or mods separately. You just go to this subscribe to all key and click that. If at any time you want to get rid of the game off of your computer, all you have to do is come back in here and go to the unsubscribe from all key, which is right there. Okay, see it blinking at you? And click on that. It'll get rid of all the mods and assets that are in the game. And see if I can get it to go back. Okay, we'll go this way. Normally you can just click on this to go back, or you can there's an X up here in the corner that you could get to after you subscribed to get back to the game, but I can't get to it because I've got my recording screen on. So I'm just going to move it a little bit, go up and click on that X, which of course you couldn't see me doing, but there we go. Okay, so now we're back in the game save that you should have subscribed to already before you went in and got the assets and mods. And then you have already watched all of the videos, so you don't need to watch this video. There is a video here that gives you a warning that says that you have to quit to the desktop, not to the main menu, when you leave this particular game each time, or it'll create all kinds of havoc for you. Okay, I just wanted to show you that before we went on with the game. Okay, and then of course you can just click out of it by going to the X that's up here that I have to get into this way to get back to. There we go, get that back up there. Okay, so now we're back at the main menu, and we can go ahead and load the game and start the game. And I want to show you something about the schools. for the game. I'm going to put you on pause while this goes through. Okay, we're almost at 2 gigabytes here on the upload. And I won't make you wait through the whole thing, but I just wanted those of you who hadn't seen it before to see that this is what comes up on your hint screen now, that when you open up the city, the Fort Williams city, after you subscribe to it. This is what you'll wind up with. And you may have to go into Content Manager and activate it. I don't know. So check that out too. But this way you have your own Fort Williams City on your computer and you can play with it yourself. And I'm going to show you one thing when we get through this, that the schools, I put them all in one in each district, but not in every district. And because the students were able to go on the metro system previously to any district that the schools were in from any other district, you know, because the schools were not really part yet of the district's mod. But then G. Steigert fixed did another really great update on the district's mod. And one of the things that he added into it was that the schools are also within each of the districts. So at that point, just like the prisons, you have to have your schools, unless you're going to put one high school and one elementary and one college in every single district, you want to have a district for education that isn't really a district. Just like with the prison, you want to have your school out of district, all of it. So that's what you're going to see next. I'm going to put you on pause until I can get you there. Pausing. Am I pausing? Okay, so we're in the school district the unaffiliated school area that is not a district, that I created specifically for the schools. I moved all of these high schools that you see right here and put into this unaffiliated area, and I made this metro entrance here to it specifically so all these school kids could take the metros out of their districts and into this unaffiliated area, because anybody can go to an unaffiliated area. Okay, so now the kids go to school all along here at the high school, and all of the elementary kids come out of that metro system, and they also, like this little kid right here, see this little girl here, she's headed for the elementary school, and they are all, every single one of them in the entire map, are now down on this row, and these are all the elementary kids that go to the elementary schools. And that's where I've placed all of these now. If you don't put them there, the only kids that can access them are the ones in the district that the building is sitting in. So tabbing out of this, I wanted to show you where I put it and how I put it there. Not that, I mean, you can put it anywhere. The trick is, this is a district, this is a district, this is a district, and you'll notice that in the middle of all that, not in a district, is this area. See where the red ball is? That is our high schools and elementary schools, and I have with them a garbage landfill, a garbage incinerator, a police department, and way over here you saw the fire department coming from it, a fire department. All of that is in this unaffiliated area for the kids to go to school. And just like the high schools and the elementaries, we're going to get to first persons here in just a second. Hang in there with me. I wanted to make certain everybody who goes and gets the game sees this one little quirk that I didn't catch before I uploaded my game. See, now this, we used to have the university in University Town right here where the red ball is, and it will be in your game when you subscribe to it. Well, I had to move it up here in the area that is not in a district. This is the district. This I pulled out of the district. And you do that by just left-clicking your mouse and pushing your mouse against the district stuff, and it takes it away. It takes the district stuff off. And if you want to increase your district, you just put your mouse inside a district area and start pushing the mouse out from it with your left mouse held down. So as you can see, I'm in an unaffiliated area up here, the college is, and now you'll notice when you subscribe to the game, if you leave it the way it is, this college will drop down to like 900 and something students and keep dropping until only the students who are actually living in this district, and there's about 700 or 800 of them, will be going to this college, and the other 3,000 something students won't be able to get to it anymore. Now, what I did was I took it out of district, so if you click on it now, 4,445 students, as in the university students in the city, which are 4,445, are all going to the college now. And that's what you want. And I put in a police department, I think, up here, which has a dead body that's eventually going to have to be picked up. And I put in I don't know what that is. Oh, that's the rooftop of the building. Okay, and I put in a fire department because we don't want the college to burn down and we don't want criminals in there. So, and I should have had a clinic up here and a crematorium, but I decided to let the unaffiliated areas, which is the education down below, get rid of this. There. So now when people come to school here, they do still get to work either by cars, which they park in these parking lots. You're going to have to put all this up here. I put a road up here. I put this little path up here. This is something you'll be doing. Here come a lot of people, and I'll bet some of these guys are going to the college. See, they're still coming from the metro, which is still down here somewhere. See, this is our metro system still for the college. And there used to be a college right across the street from it. Remember? Used to be a college right across the street from there. Took it out, moved it up the hill. Okay, so now this college probably has university students going to it. Of course, I could be wrong, but I'm hoping this isn't. What do we got here? Going home. Going to the university. Okay, this guy on the bicycle is headed up the hill on this bridge coming from down below. And we're going to click into him, and we'll watch how he gets to the college. Now, he rides his bike like a lot of the other people do up this pedestrian path, and he's going to ride it through this area, which was and still is just where a lot of the people live in these big, they're called the Horizon, all of these big apartment complexes. And all of these folks, aside from, there's some tourists in there too, but there are a lot of other people in here who may, like this person, be headed to we're kind of hovering right, we're kind of a helium balloon held onto the bicycle of the person who's going to the college, because I have this thing set for vehicles, for tall vehicles, so we're kind of really floating above this guy. And there he goes. And it looks like everybody's getting on the road, and maybe they're not gonna, are they gonna, is he gonna take the thing up that I set up for him, or? Oh, well, interesting. I think back behind us now, across the street, is the path that goes to the pedestrian path that goes up the hill. But it looks like he and everybody else, I guess because the new pedestrian path is too new and there aren't enough people that know about it yet, so they're not taking it yet. So they're going up this far on the path that they knew about, that the computer brain knew about, and they're going to then take the road that the computer brain knew about because it's old enough and ride that up to the university. Wasn't what I expected to show you, but like I said, when you jump onto a sim, you don't go where you plan on going, you go where they plan on going. And they plan on going where the computer planned on sending them, and on the route the computer planned on sending them when it spawned them from their home way back on the other side of the game. So who knew, right? So right now these guys are just waiting for their turn to cross. And so we're going to sit here for a minute at least, watching. There we go. Okay. So now it's their turn to go across, and they're going to go across and go up this road behind the Horizon buildings, and that's the road that goes up to the unaffiliated area where we have put the university, at least where I have on my Fort Williams game after I shared it to workshop for all of you. So you're all of you going to want to put your university somewhere in an unaffiliated area and make certain that your students can get to it. Okay, here it comes. Here it comes up here on the right. And because we're on a bicycle, I'm gonna pop us out now so that once this little guy here gets to the university and gets off, we'll still be with him, because all these bike riders are gonna pop off of these bikes as soon as they get across the street here. They're going to pop off the bikes and go to the university, and we'd be popped back to the beginning. So, say, here they go. Everybody's getting ready to drive in here, and where is he going? See, and there he goes. And there we go, Terry Williams. And he's going into the university. Okay, that was just a little short trip so that you could enjoy where the new university is exactly, where it used to be and where it is now. Okay, and then what was the other thing I wanted to do? Did you the more schools, got you to the game. Okay, got you through workshop. Okay, so we can spend the rest of our time on this one just enjoying jumping into the different parks. So I'm going to not bounce around like this for you, but like say we're going to visit this park and this park, and the one back over here in the corner, but we're going to do it this way, putting you on pause, jumping you in, putting you on pause. Okay, we are in Newport side, and we're in Anna Holmes. We're sitting on her forehead as she walks to the pharmacy from her house. There we go. I'm just showing you all of the different parks that are in the game, and this one is between the residences and the little tiny commercial area that you will see if you look on your map for Newport side. You'll see this one. It's a little tiny park that just people walk through to get from the neighborhood to the shopping center. Like Anna Holmes is going to the pharmacy. Wish my chair didn't squeak every time I move. Okay, and this fellow that we just saw going back the other way, I'm going to pop into him, and I'm going to have to do it the hard way, so I'm going to put you on pause again. Okay, now we're in Max Thompson, or sitting on his nose, the fellow we just saw walking towards Anna, and he's going back through the park. And I'm hoping when we get that far that I can find somebody else to pop into to go to the park across the street that is surrounded by the houses, one of which Max might live in. He's going home. We might stay with him if he goes across the street. You don't see too many people going through the park, the one across the street. This one is very active with pedestrians because it goes somewhere. It goes from residential to commercial area. But this one up ahead of us across the street, well, I don't even know that he's going there. Looks like he's going home someplace else. If he doesn't turn here, we're going to get out of him. Okay, I'm going to put him on pause, get out of him, and I want to get to that one that was off to the right across the street. So, holding. Okay, I just popped us into Annabelle Cooper. She's a retired lady who is going to this park over here. So she will at least take us to the park. But because she's going to the park and not going through the park, she may not go very far before she just stops and decides to, take a break and stand and stare, and that's really boring. So at that point, I will pop us out. I mean, she may just go to this one little corner, and that's as far as we'll get. Or she may walk all the way down to the other end and go in. So everything on the right-hand side is one of the Medallion Parks that that is in New Portside. We're in the New Portside district right now. And Annabelle, being a little retired lady, doesn't get out of these guys' ways fast enough sometimes. She's walking right into them. She's trying to get out of their way, and she just doesn't move quick enough. She always moves right afterwards. I wonder if they did that on the game on purpose or not. Okay, so she is going quite a ways, and you get to see the park. That is one of the lovely things about this game, is all these pretty parks. And as you can see, there are only small houses around this particular park. There's one just like this up on the top that did have the tall, you see the tall buildings behind the houses over on the right? Those apartment complexes were all the way around the park on the one I'm going to take you to next. Well, eventually in the game, I'm going to take you up to the next park. Actually, we're at 23 minutes already, so I may not get you that far. But there's another park just like this that I put up on the top upper plateau. And then after I had shared it, I changed and I took all of those tall apartment buildings that you see behind these houses that were around that particular park. That's not this one, it's the one up on the plateau. And I put in the Marina Tower, a bunch of those instead of the tall apartments. So if you were with me in the episode previously that showed that same neighborhood with all of the tall apartment complexes around it, when I was first introducing the river, Red River, or River Red Gums, I guess they're called, these trees, I was introducing that park. Oh, here she goes. She's going to nosedive into this one. There you go. There you go, Annabelle. Gonna go find yourself a seat to sit on, I'll betcha. And of course, when she sits down, or if she stands still, we're just gonna see what she's looking at when she's there's Grandpa over on the right, sitting on the fountain. He's taking a break. So I guess she can't sit there, because I've never seen two people sitting on the same one. She's gonna have to walk through it, or find herself another place to sit down, like maybe this bench up here. Maybe she's not going to sit down. Maybe she's taking a stroll through the park and then she's going to go home. I downgraded her I took us out of her little notification, but oh no, she's going to go join the crowd out here and just enjoy looking at the park. And that's good too for her, but I don't expect she's probably not gonna, maybe she is gonna keep walking. We'll just stay with her as long as she keeps moving. I thought she'd probably sit down or join a crowd and just stand there for a while like that man was doing with his dog. They stand for too long at one time, and so I don't stay with them, usually after they find a place to park themselves. She's following the tourist lady up ahead now. We'll see where she goes. And we're at 25 minutes already, so I guess in episode 99 I will show you the other park. I will, once Annabelle gets tired of walking here, I'm going to take you over to the park that's just off to the left, to the right. Yeah, she's going to join Grandpa, bet you anything. Yep, she's just going to stand here. So now we're going to jump out of her. So tabbing out, and there she is, right down below us. She's down there with Grandpa, standing there in front of him, looking at what he's looking at. Okay, so that was that park. Now we're going to come over to this park and find somebody, but I'm not going to make you watch me find them. So holding. Okay, we just jumped into Faith Young, and you can see that we're in the new one now with the big apartment complexes all around it. And she is going to head to the metro. Now, whether she's going to head to the metro through this park on the right or just down the street, I can't control, but we'll see where she goes. Cutting her loose here. She may just, go down on this street all the way. And I think I have it set too far forward, maybe. I'm going to fix that. Pausing. Okay, I realigned her view. I had it set way ahead of her, way up here in front of this guy, and he's walking in front of her and I couldn't see him. So that was weird. So I just had to fix that. Now we're actually looking out of her eyes instead of floating in a balloon 10 feet ahead of her. You do that with the S key on your keyboard, by the way. See, I'll show you. Okay, there's this lady. Now, if you wanted to be further ahead or behind, if you hit the S key, you back up, and there's Annabelle. She's the lady that we're actually sitting on the head of while she's walking. Now, if I hit the W key, I go forward. And as soon as I get far enough forward that I'm not seeing her, then I know that I'm far enough forward to be with Annabelle. Unfortunately, I was way up here before because I had previously, last time I was in first person like this, in a body. It wasn't a body, it was a vehicle. Oops, don't want to see the back of her head either. It was a vehicle, which was a big, long vehicle. There we go, get things started again. And, of course, I had to have it further forward from the middle of the... It wasn't a person, it was a big, long vehicle. I had to move it up towards the front of the vehicle. So many explanations. Anyway, the W and the S key will move you around for that when you decide that you want to be doing that sort of thing. And I think that's why people were previously walking through her. She looked like she was walking through people. See, now people disappear before they get to her. They're going around her. And she is going through the park to get to the metro system. Good. Her and a bunch of other people. Except I have a feeling, yeah, for some reason I'm not lined up right. I should be right about here. There we go. Maybe even like so. if I don't want to be running through bushes. There. Yeah, that's probably better. Yeah, people are going around her now. You kind of have to line up the camera a little bit. Oh, goodness. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so that was that park, and I'm not particularly interested in staying with her while we go onto the metro because I don't want to go on the metro. I wanted you to see that park. And we're at 30 minutes now anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and close out this episode, and I'll just open up episode 99, at which point we will go up to the plateau, and I will show you the parks that are up there. Some of them won't be in your workshop subscribed game because I just did them today. Okay? But I wanted to show you the changes you can make up there. Okay, clicking out of her before she gets too far ahead of us, because as you can see, she's headed for the metro. Come on. Yep, there's the metro system right ahead of us. Right there. That's where she was going, was right there. And I don't particularly want to drop down into the ground. Okay, so that's the end of this episode. I've shown you how to get onto Workshop in order to get this game from Workshop, and I've showed you how to get your schools out of the districts and into unaffiliated areas so that everybody can still use them. And I've taken you for a little trip through some of these parkways, and it is now time to end this episode, and I will see you in episode 99. And we will then be in a park up on this plateau. See these big buildings up here, up ahead? Yeah, you don't have those in your subscribed game because I just put them in on my game, this game, today, and so they're different. So I'll show you that in episode 99. Bye.